Council, the 9th of November 2021. Should there be a firearm, there should be a fire. What the housekeeping just to mention that between the last meeting and now, on the 18th of October, flat received the designation in the council tower. One of the consideration issues whether or not someone called for the election, or whether or not that would happen, whether it be vacancy or a panel. As those who were aware that should there be questions or comments, please use the microphone as necessary. Received apologies for absence.
We've received apologies for absence from Councillors Sampson and Sullivan.
No declaration of interest in questions concerned. And member disposal or non interest. Anybody else? No. Open forum. Comment questions. 7 items on the agenda. Council on the Council Brits. In terms of you required today, and or discussion will be referred to the next meeting, so council meeting program. Public forum restricted to 15 minutes, unless the chairman allows otherwise. Any question? Yes.
I'm Roger Small, I'm a South Ward resident. I'd like to pass comments on items 9 and 11 on the agenda. The ongoing governance review, I'd quite like to hear from the council tonight how they feel that process is proceeding. I noticed that the council have put up a placard opposite the station, which I think reads, "Save our parish." I'd like to suggest to them they make another one of those and put it up at the entrance to the footpath which runs from Hall Road across to Coppice Way. That footpath is extremely well used and attracts a wide variety of different types from the South Ward, different types of residents. I think it would wake up people a little bit in that area. And I say that because several people known to me have met me using that footpath and said, "Oh, I didn't know about this. I never received any circular, etc., etc., etc." It amazes me that that can still happen. Including the road which has often gotten Blossom's Lane.
Yes.
Good.
Yeah.
That makes a change.
Personally, do a bit by me.
Right. So during the meeting, I'd like to hear how the council feels that review is going. My second item relates to item 11, in which I'm greatly interested. I wasn't present at the last council meeting. I think this bill from Avensure, if my understanding of the situation is correct, is scandalous. And if it were up to me, I would fight it tooth and nail. However, I gather that there's a hearing into the past problems of Handforth Town Council, which will occur on Thursday. And it may be that how this Avensure bill is responded to could depend perhaps on the outcome of that hearing and the publication of the outcome of that hearing. So I'd like to hear the council's views on that.
Evening, Alan Murdoch. Couple of points. Is that better? On number 8, has the council had any profit and loss projections of taking over the responsibility of this property? I assume that they'd also be responsible for repairs and insurance. Has there been a survey done to establish what liability there's likely to be for maintaining the building over the next few years? I certainly agree that it would be nice for us to take it over and run it, but not if it's going to be a major financial burden on the council. Secondly, on number 11, the Avensure, I've just mentioned, it seems disappointing that none of the councillors who appointed the solicitors or are suing the council have turned up to argue the case as to why it should be the council's responsibility and not their own. It seems disappointing to me.
I couldn't really hear all the details of the previous two questions, so I apologise if there's any repeat here. But I was asked at the last, I advised at the last council meeting that no aspect of the Avensure debacle was covered by the infamous monitoring officer's investigation. I subsequently confirmed this with the monitoring officer and asked for an update on the date for the hearing subcommittee meeting that was going to follow up the investigator's report with proposed actions. Exactly 1 week ago today, the monitoring officer advised me that the hearing was definitely going to take place on the 11th of November and that no one other than the committee members were required to attend. They also advised that they would make sure the subcommittee members are aware of the Avensure issue as an important context for the investigator's report. That was music to my ears, but not very long-lasting music, because today I saw on the Cheshire East website that the hearing subcommittee meeting on the 11th has actually been cancelled. On further inquiry, it seems that the subcommittee members will still meet on the 11th, but not as a hearing. And it requires a hearing before any of the investigator's report can be made public, as far as I understand. So does that mean that the Hanforth community is not going to find out anything about that ludicrously expensive barrister's report of 500 pages that's taken a year to produce?
That's it. I will be going on those queries on that. Yeah, it's off.
Yeah, again, now,
Yeah,
I'd rather not use my microphone. I think everybody can hear me, can you? All right? Yes?
It's Maddox where she's recording.
Sorry?
The recording can't hear you.
Well, I should be able to pick you up from there.
It's not built for that. What else can you do? Just trust people to use microphone.
Well, I just say I prefer not to.
I understand that, but it means that your comments won't be registered on video.
I don't think it would be.
No, well, that's why the law is here. In order that people's comments can be talked.
Don't want to use it.
I understand what you're supposed to say. Don't require a reaction.
Yeah.
Just explain that your comments will not be picked up or likely to be picked up by the video.
Honestly, it's a bit pedantic, I must say. I do know quite a bit about microphones, and that should pick me up from there if I speak loud enough. On the youth centre, a few years ago, there was a working group set up, and one of the issues was about the youth centre. I was part of that working group, if you remember, and we were waiting for another meeting. Nothing was forthcoming, and I'm just a bit concerned that the council may be considering taking this on without involving more people from the community, because we already know that there are extensive roof repairs that need doing, and I think this could run into thousands and thousands of pounds to take it on lock, stock and barrel. And I would like the council to defer this and involve the public and members of council before they come to a decision. We have no facts and figures up to date unless you're going to give them to us tonight. And I think to take this on like this is not in the interest of the people of Hampel.
Any other comments? Done to the public?
Right, on the Queen's Green canopy, I noted that the budget for next year has £5,000 set aside for the Platinum Jubilee next year. Is this?
It's not to do with tree planting.
No, that was my question. Is this for celebrations?
Yes.
And not just tree planting? Right, thank you.
Anybody else have any questions? No? Thank you.
Sorry, I just got one more question.
On the Avensure, I know you say that you were going to take questions after the item, but I'd like to reiterate what I've said at past few meetings when this has been on the agenda. Really, I can't understand if you're absolutely certain that you're not liable for this bill, why it's still being discussed in the meetings and it's not just being sorted out between the solicitors. And hopefully the outcome will be, if you're not liable, you won't have to pay this bill of 5,000 and whatever it is pounds.
Next item, 2134, to approve the sign minutes of Town Council meeting 12 October 2021. Okay. Does anybody have any issues on the minutes that were produced? No. Proposal to accept the second. Okay. There's a lot of things to accept. Okay. 2135 to receive a report from the PCSO.
Apologies, because doing police work. So we sent a report to me as the liaison council. Since the beginning of September, the burglaries in and around Town 4, between 4 since the beginning of September. 3 males have been arrested, 2 for handling stolen goods, and the 3rd for burglary. There have been 11 stolen motor vehicles in Hampel since the beginning of September, and 3 males have been arrested on the 4th of November in relation to these jobs. Operation Flip Flop will be in place to deal with seasonal crime throughout December. This will see an increase in staff at key times and locations. And lastly, on Wednesday the 24th of March, we received a report of a 75-year-old woman from Hampel having been the victim of a robbery as she walked home from the supermarket that afternoon. After a 6-month investigation led by your local PC, Matthew Rowbottom, and thanks to the strength of the evidence that has been gathered, the offender pleaded guilty to the robbery. At Chester Crown Court on Wednesday the 13th of October, he was handed a prison sentence of 4.5 years. We would very much like to take this opportunity to thank all of the local businesses that provided us with CCTV, with a particular thanks going to More Secure and the CCTV provided by Hampel Town Council, which was the reason we were able to ID the offender. Without this, a successful prosecution would have been very unlikely.
Okay. Next point, 2136. To approve the sign for the payments for November. The council having issues with contact of your payments. Proposal to accept the other payments. Second. The vote in favour. Thank you very much. 2137, which is to consider a current application received from St. Anthony Primary School, the purchase of 2 bunk hotels, and associated with part of an ongoing ecological project. The price increase is 999.90. Any comments from the Councillor?
I'd just like to know, if anybody get any experience of these big hotels? How big are they?
It depends. It doesn't,
These
it
specific
depends,
hotels?
doesn't it? How big how big they are, but it doesn't give any dimensions on that
Yeah.
documentation. I asked a similar question, but, and I can't give you an answer. But the package comes with support from the people that do it, which, when I made my question, I'll go into it. No, yes, not yes. I did speak to Councillor Sanson on this one because the children are the size of the actual book hotel, and it seemed incredibly expensive to me for 2 book hotels. However, and the other thing I was disappointed with when I asked was, were the children going to be building this? Because this was the whole point of my exercise with the real faces, that the children get involved. And my understanding is that the children will not actually be involved in building the hotel, but they will observe how it is built. And the reason for that is they want to get them up before the winter so that they can attract them over the winter time before they all go to sleep for things for the winter. And so that's why they're doing it this way, which disappointed me because I really do think that half of the job here is actually the children being involved in making the whole thing, and that it makes me just question it, I'm afraid. I'm not saying I'm not going to go with it, but I just question the value of it if it's not taken from the beginning, and they're not fully involved.
Can I just ask why there's no representative here? I thought when we were considering those applications, representative.
Yeah, I didn't know to them. Yeah.
It would have been useful to have.
It would have been, yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
But saying about the children making the actual hotel is that you see the drawing was placed in the actual triangular house hotel. Or we look at them actually screwing things together rather than just placing the just to say that was the case.
If I was organising it, I'd have the children go out and I'd get them to get natural things from around the environment. I'd get a father, not a child, to drill holes in the end of a log, and I'd get them to do the whole thing. Because to me, that's what it's all about. You know, because then they can see what's needed. You can look up all the requirements on the internet for how things should be put together. It's simple. It's the experience and the maths and the English you can bring into it. Yeah.
So, I think this sort of project does start of children's interest. And they will assume ownership of it, because they'll be requested to do it. I certainly say about the bill might be nice if we suggest to the school can get involved, we have the children to be involved in that physically.
Well,
Put
yeah.
together.
I suppose you could. I mean, it's up to the head teacher. You've got no, you can't ask her to do that, but you could make it a prerequisite. A prerequisite of the grant. I don't know how you do that.
Perhaps just as a suggestion.
Perhaps I should suggest it.
I haven't said that, but if you want to
I thought you did. Right.
But for me, this is something that I'd like to support, but looking at some of the costs of it on the internet, it looks like potentially this proposal is going to work the upper end. I like what you're saying. I can say more about the kids being involved. Maybe we just go and ask for that confirmation.
Yeah. Yeah, it's fine. That's 138. Oh, first 138. On the initial discussion of the road document, Cheshire East Council, one gave council approval to agree to the asset transfer request at Anfield New Centre, Cheshire East Council, to Anfield Town Council by freehold or leasehold, and to take over all running and associated costs of the centre. This project, to my knowledge, was started in 2016. So, original discussions with the person responsible for developing Cheshire East items, such as buildings, etc. Then it stalled, I think, until 2019, when the council changed and became independent and Labour land, Tory land, and they had a specific wish to divest themselves of interest in buildings such as this, not just that one, across the whole of Chester East. And that's when we got back in touch. We have been waiting for a meeting to take place. But once we were due to have one for a few weeks ago, but unfortunately, things happened that the representatives of the relevant department of Cheshire were able to make those meetings. We're still awaiting confirmation because we've given them some dates for where they will, and we want to talk about the costs that are involved. But we did have the initial discussion back in 2016-17. We found that the costs of the actual building itself, we got those, but what we're waiting for now is what to pay costs. So we can actually make a balanced decision whether to go ahead. There will be funds available from certain loans, which one of the elements of the Labour plan, which is an infrastructure project, was to refurb what we want to call it, the youth centre, football pitch at the back, the lights, footlights, as an infrastructure project. We're not just going to apply the potential on there being any bad renovations required. Cheshire is now required before handing over property to make sure that it's up to spec. And that there would be, if you would, there would be probably dwellings. You know, the last few months inspecting the windows, the doors, and looking at the condition of those. So, that's a question, so we won't just expecting them to root for it has been done, and they continue to keep examining the building. Make sure that it's in a fit state, no time or should be time or not been set. That's very good, but
Will that be accompanied by a full report from them and the necessary building regulations and regulatory bodies and so on?
yes, we've actually built into the budget costs for the relevant professionals who would do the integration and the US so and making sure that we don't take ourselves. We won't just drop it in the but I would say is how important it is to community centre. There's a sense to the higher, but there isn't a real focal point for those to now. We do get interesting meetings, but it can be so much more.
I'd just like to say that if it's feasible, that I fully support it. I've been having discussions over the past couple of weeks with Cheshire East about the hiring of rooms in here, specifically for a new group that's setting up a special needs youth group called Sensational Stay and Play, where parents bring the children who have learning difficulties and special educational needs across the spectrum. And Cheshire East wants to charge them to hire the room, and I really don't agree with that, because I think these people are putting themselves out there, they're volunteering to set these groups up, as I and others do on Friday night with the youth group. Volunteer groups really shouldn't be expected to pay to hire a community room. We've already paid for that in our council tax and preset. And, you know, in my opinion, people who run these groups should be paid, not be paying to do it. So I would fully support taking over the youth centre so that we could encourage more people to set up these types of groups.
I don't think a couple of queries. The first one is, you said so the current cost is going to be really kind of updating, so presumably that will happen before any vote on this. Second one was about sale money and the governance review, and that if we were to merge, presumably that would go without clear out plans for spending sale money in the future, because we wouldn't necessarily have that. But one of we be able to do that and make our decisions on our own about that kind of thing. And the second one, the last one, just about the state of the building. Presumably, there is actually some pretty detailed asbestos survey of the building.
Yeah. Yeah.
What we want to do is get a plan up to date, details on the costs and the challenge that you have there. When we looked at it a few years ago, it wasn't a massive amount. There's things like water, slates, etc. But it's hopefully we want to start having some meaningful discussions. We want to make the council fully aware of the numbers that we introduced. What we prospect looks like it's the going forward, especially for the council, forward agreed to investigate the asset transfer.
Can I just say something? If we notify two residents that they are concerned about costs and what have you, which I fully understand, and I would like to see a working group or a subcommittee or whatever to contain residents to be put together to look at these once we have facts and figures. Because let's not forget, this is residents running redeeming here, and they should be fully involved in the decisions that we make. Now, I know we can't have everybody, but obviously, I think it would be good to take on board some residents and get their views and opinions.
I think that's what I was looking at, until we've actually got something to public points.
Oh, no, absolutely. I said, I prefaced that with, once we've got everything, it's how we please put it out.
Make everyone aware, hopefully. It's not going to be easy. It's going to be a challenge out there.
Are we going to mention conflict?
Yes, it's the, you mean the people who are from there?
Yeah. Especially the pulling out of that. You won't have a community centre soon.
Yeah.
Especially the pulling out of concrete.
Yeah, Concord. Just recently put out there, the services that people are using there, that will be available as a section. So it's especially making sure that we can get on this, so that all of those groups in that form need somewhere. Absolutely. And not necessarily, we go to last time, there is revenue to the centre.
I don't disagree with you, Councillor Smith. All I'm saying is we should have residents involved.
Should your motion not be approval in principle rather than approval in principle?
Will the motion be approved in principle? I don't think so.
We'll be put in principle again. Yeah. You can amend it to, in principle.
In principle,
I'm very much against having a vote in principle because we've got two members, potentially three, who are not here. And I think it's too early to take a vote in principle. We haven't come back.
No, what we're looking is to, in principle, to investigate and discuss, just not to do a deal with them, but to get the cost of them.
It's a bit of chicken and the egg, though.
Yeah.
Because Treasury won't deal with it seriously until you guys have given a motion in principle. So we can't really deal with Treasury in earnest until the whole council has given its backing. Do you see what I mean? So you don't get any further.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah, so you don't get any further.
What we're saying is that
And they won't release anything to you because they don't think you're serious because you haven't got a vote to sort of say you're interested.
Well, it would have to be rephrased because this says to formally gain council approval to agree to the asset transfer request of Hancock Youth Centre, the Cheshire Council. Now, if that was reworked to say to agree to initial investigations with Cheshire East into the purchase of and all the necessary accompanying documentation, then I would support that. But I am not going to give an agreement in principle to something that says we're going to transfer the asset or we've not seen any paperwork.
Chair, could we not register an interest with Cheshire East?
sorry, we'll say that.
Could we not register an interest of taking on the youth centre with Cheshire East?
Well, what we want to do is discuss with Cheshire East what the numbers are and bring that back to council and say what we think it is.
Yeah.
In order for them to treat this with credibility, we need our town council to say, yes, we are interested in taking this forward. We're not committing to it. We have to sign a lot of documents and go through a lot of orders before committing to this, to just taking it over. It's
I
not-
just don't like the way it's worked. Yes, to initiate the discussion with Cheshire, I'm fine with that, but not to approve the approval to agree to the asset transfer request of Handful Youth Centre from Cheshire East to Handful Town Council. That's a very different proposition in my book. Am I missing something here?
Like you said, we will reword it, so it doesn't, seem to be committing council to anything. But first discussions with Cheshire East managers and the others from there. Can you reword that out?
You'll have to tell me how you want it wording. And then vote on it.
Proposal being to approve initial discussions.
Yeah.
With Cheshire East officers
Initial discussions.
regarding potential asset transfer of
Yes.
that point assets.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But can you read out the new motion, please?
No. What was the first bit? I've cut it there, and cut it there. What was the first?
It's two sanctions, initial investigations.
Yeah, to sanction initial discussions.
Investigations on
An
costs.
investigation into the transfer, the asset transfer.
Yeah, for the revenue officer, especially Norgate Council Group. Yeah.
Item 2139. Discuss matters concerning the ongoing session community governance review. Yes, as we mentioned earlier, that there has been a document for funds, requesting people's comments and vote. Very straightforward vote, tick the box which we prefer, and name and protocol at bottom. We've had approximately 500 responses. Current state is 95% against the merger and 4.5% not against. There has been a number of documents which expired. People press one out, but we have a large number at the moment. We are continuing with discussing the maintenance plan law, and so I and the five councils will be knocking on doors to ensure that those who want to get their voice on can be, and make sure that we've got documentation to put for Cheshire East. Cheshire East were quite thrilled by the fact that they got 300 responses on one consultation. Nothing to do with this, but across the whole of Cheshire East, 330,000. And they were quite sure that they got 300. So we now got 500 as we stand, and we want to make sure that we will be able to put that right in front of them within the time scale for them making our going and numbers going. To make sure that they don't actually lose the ball and deliver not in span, so we'll have a document that actually shows all of those votes, sentiments that people put on the document. What we have had is lots of people putting lots of comments, specifying that we are not part of the zone, we are different community, we want to remain so. And so 95% shows that it's quite deeply felt. That's something. What I would mention is that we have a video. Whether you've seen this reports, reports around those say no to the merge with inflow control. One of the stations, it's was one in the pallet, which near to the Southampton notice board. And about 8 o'clock, it was on Sunday evening. Someone walked in front of the video cameras towards it from the newspapers at the lower stand and took the post out the ground, took the actual board and went to the bins that were next to where the shoe carriage was to be. Pushed it up in the floor and stuck it in the bin. Yes, it wasn't one of the 95%. So, hopefully, other video cameras in the road, which we will hold, maybe a nice picture of that person. Thank you.
These 500 responses that we're referring to are those that you've received as hard copy.
Yes.
That doesn't count in all the online responses that you may or may not get over in 50 weeks.
Exactly, I should have mentioned that. The last time that I heard, you can't separate on. That's why we are making sure that we've got ours, our copies. But if we find that they accept the other study, that's my thought, that we've got hard copies that say, we've got those 500 people, we don't want.
Do we have any idea of how many online responses that we received from handful?
No, no, I don't know whether we have that yet. We can do that maybe next time.
That's okay. Just from one of the Saturday sessions we did a couple of weeks ago, even the question as it stands on the hard copy, which is just a tick box. There were a few people I was speaking to who were very strongly against the merge when I was speaking to them, and then put the tick in the wrong box on the hard copy paper. And I know the hard copy survey that we have is an awful lot simpler than the form that appears to be online. So there is potentially discussion like that.
Yes, it would be actually, when you say that, the box, the line box where we respond on our copy, it's a certain lift from Cheshire's documentation online. So we'll make sure that we're using exactly the same sort of tick box as Cheshire's report. That's when there are a few that end up going into a box. It's important, but we want to make sure that there's no things of foul play, which we re-engineered the actual boxes that they go into.
Do we have any idea yet, that's probably a question for you, as to when the outcome of this review of local governments will be known? Because that might influence important decisions, like whether this council adopts the youth centre as an asset or not. Might it?
It's my understanding that it'll be brought before full council in, I'm sure I heard February. The full council for Cheshire is to make a decision.
With regards to the agreed, solely agreed plan, does that have like a scale in the sense of how much it matters? Because I know if you pick agree, does it mean the same as strongly agree, as in what they get as a result?
As I said, it's lifted from Cheshire's, so it's what they've got. If you agree, there's whether it's strongly agree or just agree or slightly agree. It's an agreement, isn't it? On that side.
It just seems strange to have all the different
one.
He's so confused
We
here.
don't know.
This is, I think this is the Cheshire East, what's very possible boxes there. It might be that one, because they want to resort there.
Can I just say that whilst we've been in the paddock, I have reiterated to people to read very carefully what the actual question is, because it's hidden away in small time. And quite right, there have been people who don't want the council to merge and take it off, but that's just one of those things. But when I've been there, I've made sure that they've read the question so that they are answering the correct question, because that's the whole point of the survey, is it not? But the other thing I just wanted to say was, I've been in the paddock now for many weeks, I've had a number of councillors, and I am absolutely staggered at the number of people that come from outside Frankfurt to shop on a Saturday. I've spoken to lots of people from Windsor, people from Hazelgrove, people from Marple the other day, Heel Green, Withenshaw. It just bears out what the vitality plan said, that Handforth is a town that attracts shoppers and stuff like that.
The vitality plan also said that Handforth was recovered better than any other town or village in Cheshire
Correct.
after the pandemic, in terms of footfall.
Yeah.
You can also see that by the number of shops, retail outlets that are not boarded up. Not that we know before. Okay? Thank you. 21:30. Motion to consider the following: the Queen's Green Canopy, a unique UK-wide tree planting initiative created to mark the Majesty's Passing Jubilee in 2022 by inviting people to plant a tree in the Jubilee.
Okay, I'm not going to dwell too long on this because Councillor Moore's got a similar project, but it was just something that I've heard about. Got Countryside the other night actually, and they were saying that the Woodland Trust is giving away thousands of trees for community groups to apply for. And the link is on the Woodland Trust website. You just have to put the postcode in, they give you a grid reference, and you just explain where you want to plant the trees. So any community groups, park groups, especially, can apply for these free trees and let's get them planted. So, yeah.
Okay. Thank you. Next item. To discuss the recent correspondence from Avensure regarding the settlement of the contract and its finance of the solver, regarding the all respect to someone highly increased unity. Any comment regarding the conversation?
I was given the task of contacting them. I wasn't given the task. I suggested that it was much better to speak to somebody rather than exchange emails. And so I volunteered myself to try and get hold of the company and those people who are responsible. I have to say they're very difficult company to get hold of. You cannot ring anybody directly. There are no numbers given out. I tried every which way from the switchboard to get to somebody, but I couldn't get to anybody. So after a lot of emails, I requested that the account person rang me back, which she dutifully did. And then we had a very long conversation, and I asked her that, I requested that I speak to a senior manager. She then did ring me back some days later, but she had to discuss it with her director. There was then some hiatus because of holidays, and then the offer came back of what you see on the piece of paper in front of you. Now, on at least 3 occasions, to my knowledge, myself, I have requested copies of paperwork. I think that our chancellor's requested copies of paperwork. Thank you. To date, I have received nothing. And I don't think it shows they're not in a very good light if they're not prepared to show you paper copies, show you a decent email copy of any paperwork that you're going to do with it. And that is as far as we've got. And that is as much as I can tell you about it to date.
I have a question, that we, the council haven't received any evidence of any service provided from them to us. Yeah.
That was the exact thing I requested.
They actually listed the number of elements that refer to Ashley. That wasn't actually requesting information from them as part of their contract with us. That was information being requested by which the other 3 councillors in involved. I don't know. It would be making assumptions that because council told us sign contract, that he was the one who was asking for information. We don't know that for sure. But given the fact that all 3 of them, at least one of them, said that they found out that the contract didn't cover what they wanted to do in the first place. Restricted that it was to try and find out who's doing what, where, and when. We don't have got an agreement yet. We have a disputed contract, which we need to take further advice on with our newly 3 months ago, 4 months ago, when we agreed to have a solicitor law firm available. We need to find what we have to make sure that we can town council's money. It belongs to the council. I'm not that we pay a 5,000 when we've not got moving forward. We need justification to pay anything, and we're not getting that. What I'm suggesting is that we go back to our own council, law and get some information from them on how much would their advice cost. It's going to cost 3, 4, 5 grand in advance. We might as well just cut it flat and pay what we negotiated. But we need to find that out so we know that we are going to request the town council money that we can do, rather than continuing to pay. Even
if we have an obligation based upon the contract, if there's no tangible service or output from that company to the council, then you cannot pay.
We've got a possibility that we might end up on court steps, and actually with a checking back pocket, very precise which people say they put us over. But I'd like to at least get them to that position because the copy of the contract is illegible. You can't read it. And I would be very surprised if they would try and take that to court on that basis. The court might decide that they're found out of order and say no.
And that's been worked out with other issues.
Yes. So, I'm still of the view that we need to get more advice from our own providers, law advisors, and find out what's the worst that can happen to us. In the paying 5 grand, paying 8 grand, but We want to make sure we're not going to incur any extra costs borne by the court. So, don't believe this is the case, but I want to tell you that. Thank you. Sorry.
I just want to know from Councillor Moore, how did you come up with this figure of 505,388 including VAT? What are the elements of that?
It's a very good question. And one I can't answer because they didn't give me any information. They said it's based on, I can't find it. Oh, my.
You alluded just now to having a lot of poor quality copy of a contract. From whence did that contract come? From Avensure?
Yes.
From Avensure?
Yes.
Is it on town council note?
No, it's their contract. It's their contract which Councillor Oliver has signed. The other two councillors place their names on the document, but not signature. And that contract has been
Sorry.
Contract.
Was it faxed or something, or,
Yes.
or scanned and emailed across?
Scanned, sent.
They don't have an original
They haven't got an
copy.
original.
Of the three councillors concerned, I heard only one of them signed it.
Yes.
And did he sign just his name?
Chair of Council Council. That's why we've got to be very careful on what level of commitment to that we could end up with if we don't get to that much. Which is why this is resolved yet. And we're not really sure. So that's accounts to the
But this contract was signed inappropriately, as I understand it, in that normally it would require the signatures of two serving councillors plus the signature of the parish clerk. Which clerk at that time was suspended.
Yes.
How were the three councillors involved?
Yes, and it should be subject to tender, going out to tender.
Of course.
And that wasn't around it. So yes, there are a number of elements that have just been trampled on completely. In order to, to try and get Ashley. That's what it was for. They wanted to get an investigator to investigate Ashley, try and force him to do something that was illegal. And it's not his fault. The question, yes, if we signed it as council, I can't say, but that would just certainly be part of the question that we have for giving about it.
I suggest that rather than wasting more time on this, it's very sure to pursue their claim, and then we have to pursue it with the legal framework. And they don't seem to be willing to do that, so I suggest we leave them to it.
Yes, that's all I'm saying, that it shouldn't all go pear shaped for us. Then actually checking back properly, so the town council is not seem to be defaulting getting trying to go. Thank you. On the show.
Have any of the council or the farm, have any of you actually been in contact with Brian Tolver by any means, emails, phone calls, to ask why you did this and get more information and clarification on the issues surrounding this, especially with the contract not being measurable?
Let me know what it is. It's trying to get an investigator to investigate Ashley, so they can come face to face. But even got that long, this couple don't need investigation.
Well, that wasn't my question, Chair, with respect.
No, we do.
Yeah, I mean beforehand, before.
I didn't know about it before it was.
At one point, I did request a copy of the contract off him, and he don't know, we want to hear everything.
That was
That's the,
that's
that's
my
the one,
question, if
one,
everybody had
yeah.
been engaged regarding the actual contract itself.
And then obviously since then, he's had
Yes, I'm
dispensation
aware
and been
of
able
that,
to.
There was one question that Ian had linked to Avensure, which was regarding the monitoring officer at the hearing. All I can do is let you know what I actually said to him. What that was, so, following the resolution of council, this is my email to the head of meeting, actually head of meeting. Following the resolution of council October, I'm now receiving queries from Council residents regarding what is happening to the investigation into Mrs. Toll and British Burglary. They and the members of Council Town Council are looking to put an end to all speculation in the response to the following queries. One, does the final hearing date of November still stand? And will this be the final hearing? Two, will the hearing be considering the full report as it refers to Mrs. Toll and British Burglary? Three, please confirm the following consideration of the report that we may be able to the public. And four, will the parliamentary statements made by Mr. Lewis and Councillor Neil Sampson himself be redacted or removed? And look forward to a reply. Dear John, as you understand, Council has now resigned from his role as councillor, meaning that none of the three subject members are still in office. This in mind, we are in the process of beginning the meeting with the members of the hearing subcommittee to seek their views as to what the next step should be. I will also put the contents of your email to their attention and report back in due course. Thank you for your prompt response. I understand that the queries in my email will not be answered prior to a hearing taking place and will be subject to a decision on the next steps to be taken. However, could you please confirm that the hearing date of 11th November will be adhered to, or is it possible to bring the date forward? John, there won't be a hearing on the 11th November, but the subcommittee will separately meet to consider what should happen next. You will recall early discussions following the resignation of Mr. Bruton and Mr. Burton. Now that Mr. Toller has also resigned, we effectively have no subject members involved in this process, as they have all relinquished their elected office. The next step will likely involve the audit and governance committee as parent to the hearing subcommittee, but the exact form that will take is part of the discussion to be had by the subcommittee next week. That will take the 3rd of November. Apparently this week, a subcommittee will be having a discussion on next week, and that will be as well the governance. That's as much as I can do. Yes, sir. 21:12. Update on green space projects, tree projects, undertaken in conjunction with transition.
Yes, on the project of the Hallwood, the wood on Hall Road, which is what I call Hallwood, the contractors came in and they have removed a large number of dead and dangerous trees. But I'm been told by ANSWER that there is a further requirement for some more to be taken down, which will have to be, somebody else will come to have a look. And then those will be taken down, but there's a bigger job. Once that's done, they are hoping, they have costings in for the path. This is all coming out of S106 money that's come from the Jones development of sanctuary. And it's all part of the project that I want to link in with the schools. But we can't do that until the place is safe. So the path they are hoping to have done before the end of this financial year, but it depends on the guys doing the tree felling being able to get round to it before that time. So it's all a bit up in the air, but it is moving forward, and it's moving forward a bit faster than I thought it would actually. So I'm quite pleased. I would love to see it finished before the end of this financial year, but I won't hold my breath. And the other project that I have been asked to head up is developed with Transition Wandsworth. And I've been asked to contact all the local schools in Wandsworth initially, because it is Wandsworth Transition, about projects for planting trees and hedgerows and the like. The difference here is that Transition Wandsworth come along, they will assess the site, they will tell you what they want, it's not me. We have our Chris that did our report for us, he's on Transition Wandsworth. They'll go along to the school, they'll work out what needs to be done, then they will help the school fill in the form, and they will also then help with the planting when the trees arrive. So it's a full package. My first question was, why is it just Wandsworth and not Hamford? Because I wanted to involve all Hamford schools as well. So I was allowed to do that. And in fact, I've already spoken to Hannah and Benedict, and she's ticking yes to every box, although I probably be very unhappy after tonight. But so that is going ahead, and that will hopefully get moving over the next few months, because you know the tree planting season is here, and we need to get it done the latest in back end of March, really, to be safe. So that's where we're at with the Green Space Project. Oh, one other thing on the Green Space Project, that I am meeting with someone from the Valley department about the knotweed problem tomorrow, actually, to go and have a look at this knotweed and see if it's invasive. But I didn't know, but apparently we have a terrible problem with knotweed along the Valley. I didn't know that, but there you are. If you don't ask the question, you don't know, do you? So that's happening tomorrow.
Is that on 1200?
Oh, that's a real initiative school project. Yes, sorry, it is. Yes, it is.
Thank you. Matter 21/30/14 to review town council projects list.
Yes, I now haven't got the proper glasses on, but I didn't see the green projects down on the list. I think we've got a woodland project down, but I think it's a bit restricted. It's not really.
Just tell me what you want to put on the list.
Yeah, change it.
Yeah, just tell me what you want.
Something a bit more descriptive.
Yeah, that's where it stood then. So when we last reviewed it.
Right. Okay.
So you just tell me. I will update it.
Yeah. Okay, that's fine. I just wondered if any other councillors were adding any other projects to the list. But unfortunately, we're not on. Yeah.
What I'd like to do is I'll just to comment on some of these 12 months plus long term. We've got the support, continued support for the access and retention, which in my point, when we were in the panel looking at people's signature support, Rita to the meeting, the new word, I can't remember the name, but she works with Northern as part of the project, and very keen. And I asked how things are going, so let's go there. And he said that it's on schedule, we're pushing forward, looking to get the access on the station, possibly in 22, 23, except that perhaps useful, it was still going forward. The asset devolution, primarily the sector, but also as part of the bigger project, with the car parks as well. We had an initial discussion with Cheshire about car parks. We're also looking to involve the station car parks, it's for cycle storage. And particularly as on the Cheshire Pension Law, and that might be one of the obligations to provide that construction. Guardrails in the car park in between new centre and St. Benedict's to service the station. Library extension of promised uses. Don't worry about it.
We've been on the neighbourhood plan project list.
Land drainage book.
Yeah, again, that's something I'm talking about.
Land drainage book, the answer was the one. That's Roger Smith. Roger Sam.
No, but more.
Sorry. Yes. Medium term, which is over 12 months, 12 months plus, additional off-street car parking and for something that I was involved in earlier days, which is now being taken on by this kind of situation, and to improve parking situations as well. Last item, the progress towards design stages. But no actual data on that. Refurbishment of research we've already discussed. Green splattering, we've already discussed.
Well, we haven't.
So far, we haven't.
No, that was just the green canopy.
I think that's the next.
When are we going to be giving detailed data?
Probably the start of the new year. I mean, we could do it sooner, but I'm a bit busy this week.
Yeah, after Christmas.
After Christmas?
Yeah.
We'll do it straight after Christmas. Should do it in January, really. Give people a chance to apply and tell us what they want to do.
One of the elements that was in the neighbourhood plan was new tower, for the infrastructure in the sector. Possibly with the support of sporting, so we might be able to let that go without waiting for so long in the future. Yeah, questions?
You said about Sandhill Park and Murdoch Road. Is there anything about when the pattern on Sandhill?
That's all I can say. I can say. We've not done this talk before. Let's put it like that. Yeah, I said not much importantly. Parking control measures in the village centre, we discussed between parking route.
It's come from the neighbourhood plan again, sure.
Yeah. There was a parking route some few years ago. That was parking, wasn't it? With the consultant who paid externally. So parking parking was, which you already knew.
We said done with Garden Village.
Yes.
To get Cheshire needs to engage in further.
Okay. Well, improvements for the footpaths and road services, possible improvement and extensions to the village CCTV system. That's it, that's what's it doing? Find out what it was, just 5%. Short term, less than 6 months, community risk fit days. Community skip days. Rubbish. The summer fair, which is city centre.
Which thing you want to do as well, right now?
Yes.
Some of them,
Because it's June.
possible installation of further facilities. And then got one loading and keep putting down, which is in that's just to do a floor. What's our project looking at? Simply, listen exhaustive, but maybe something to long-term 12 plus, once on 6 months or 12 months, I get pushed back. What happens? But we are having it, trying to look at an organised process.
And that was the whole point of asking the question, what was the project is, because I think we've all heard that's quite an expensive list. And I think that points out that your council are actually doing something. Wouldn't it be a shame to lose all of those things? Because I'm fairly certain, should the council move, I mean, obviously, the council will bring on its own project to us anyway, but if they merge, I'm fairly certain that none of those projects would be going ahead. So I just wanted to bring it to everybody's attention that the council have quite a list of things that we are attempting to sort out.
Several more people in the corner.
Questions for Councillor Judy. Whether we
You
receive.
need to speak up, Roger, I'm deaf. I can't hear. That was the idea of the microphone as well.
Have we received any SIL money, or has Cheshire received any SIL money from the extension to the next door?
Not yet, they're chasing up the payment, Roger.
Right.
Hopefully something might come through in April. Yeah.
They only paid money over in April and October.
It would be worth thinking about how the SIL, of course, how the SIL money is going to be used. Some of the projects that John has just outlined are very expensive, and is it feasible to, let's say, on the first tranche of SIL money, maybe from the next store, and combine it with SIL money from the BMW garage or the new retail development on Earl Road, so that you have a pot of money which is big enough to do one of the major projects.
Yeah, certainly.
Yeah, I mean, some of the major projects are already funded, so.
Such as what?
Such as the additional off-street car parking.
Oh, right.
It's something that I've identified for that. And
I'm thinking about, of course, the council's contribution to the station car park, which will be a large sum of money, and also possibly this council's contribution to whatever they're going to do on the bridge on Station Road. There was a dark suggestion that the carriageway would be singled up and light controlled, but that I don't think will ever happen now. But the footpath will need lighting in some way.
Yeah.
Expensive job.
Will the project list be on the website?
Oh, it is.
Sure it is. Sure it is under governance documents or something like that. Hidden.
What should that Sue sell this for now?
Yeah.
What
I've got pressure on.
Comment with display so you can see what we asked to do.
Yeah.
If I can just make a point as a ward councillor, I'm speaking to fellow ward councillors and Cheshire East about setting up a working group of Cheshire East councillors to unlock the millions of pounds of Section 106 money that nobody is able to get hold of. It's a problem that's apparent all the way across Cheshire East, not just in Handford. In Handford, we have something like £940,000 that is locked in these legal agreements that are very specific on what this money can be spent on. But it's the same across Cheshire East, and it was brought a couple of weeks ago to a member briefing that, you know, we're not on our own in trying to unlock this money. And it's the most frustrating thing that, you know, we're asking for money for A, B, and C, and we're being told, oh, well, that doesn't quite fit, and, you know, it is a big thing, and I'm determined that we're going to get this money unlocked, and we're going to get it spent in Handford. So, watch this space.
it's all time limited as well.
Well, yeah, some of it, some of it, some of it.
Yes.
Yeah, on your project, could you add something on for the older children? I know that things go on at the youth centre here, but I've been involved, more than 40 years with young people in Hamford. And it seems that a lot of them, they don't want to come to the youth centre for what's on. And there seems to be a lack of facilities or anything to do for the teenagers in Hamford. I think there's a lot of provision for the younger children.
There's a senior youth club here.
Yes, I know there is. I know there's a senior youth club here, but a lot of the teenagers, they don't want to come to the youth club here, right? Because they feel that it's too organised a lot of the time.
What are you suggesting then? Because obviously all these things are run by volunteers, so if you want to set something up, by all means we'll support you.
Well, as you know, we did set something up on Saturday Estates some years ago, but then we got.
That was the younger ones though, wasn't it? Because
No,
our little ones used to go.
No, 11 to 17 year olds.
Oh.
Yeah, the
They're a lot younger than that when they went. So.
Well,
right.
I initially started that off.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, any ideas
that
you've got?
And obviously, the young people were involved quite a number of months before that was set up. And we also had the police on board, and it worked really, really well. It was a pity that we lost the venue, but it didn't become that popular. We were having to steal some kids away from camp that went from Hamburg because they were coming from Lake Green, you all over the place. And it worked really, really well because the children themselves decided what they would like to do. And it worked really well. So I'm thinking maybe the county council could add that to the project list, get some of the teenagers involved. I don't know what you would call it, working group or whatever, and get their thoughts on what they would like. As a way of doing Hamford, because a lot of people know about the teenagers, and the teenagers know because they've got nothing to do, nowhere to go. And going back to the youth centre here, it's limited, it's not on every night there.
Well, you have volunteers.
Yeah.
So
it's all down to volunteers, you know.
Well, yeah.
So if people step up and volunteer, by all means, I'll be right behind them, as I am with the groups that are going ahead now.
The key thing here is find out of the teenagers what they want, trying to give them things and pushing it just doesn't work. It has to come from that.
Well, I mean, like what though? This is what, like what? There's a youth club, there's air cadets, there's army cadets, there's the skate park, there's the leisure centre, as somebody pointed out today. You know, there's the football training on a Tuesday night by Macclesfield town coaches. What, I don't understand what you're getting at.
This is what you need to ask the teenagers. Some of them, they don't want to be in that group like football. They don't all want to do football.
Well, what are you suggesting? You've obviously spoken to them. Things like what?
They just want a place where they can chill out, and then if they want to take on a project themselves.
They can do that here at the youth club.
So
on a Tuesday or on a Monday night.
Teenagers hanging about the street.
I have no idea. You have to
because they say there's nowhere to go and nothing to do.
Well, but there is a youth club here on a Monday night, and they're welcome to come and chill out.
So I don't know.
I have no idea. You're not
So this is what I'm saying. Why can't the parish council have some kind of meeting and invite the teenagers and ask them what they would like? And if it's a feasible proposition, well, add it to the project, we can do it.
But the council cannot just say that this is what we're going to do. There has to be a plan for it. And there has to be volunteers to keep a proportion of volunteers. Because every so many children, whether it be teenagers or 10 years age, there has to be a set ratio of volunteers. Teenagers. It's no point in saying to a dozen teenagers, what you can do, but we need 2 volunteers to cover that.
Yeah,
So what we need is volunteers first.
Well, no, I disagree disagree there, Chair, because.
You can't do anything without politics.
Well, you just going back to what you just said, there has to be a demand for it. So why can we not find out if there is a demand, and if there is, then try and implement it?
You just said that there is. There's lots of teenagers who know where to go.
There are. You go out and around and talk to them.
If teenagers want to come to you from a city now, there's one here.
Yeah, you just missed my point altogether.
You want councillors to go out to teenagers and say, what do you want to do? And when they say, well, no, we want to chill out.
Well, yeah, because the parish council is for everyone, not just for those, it's for everyone in Hampton, what they do.
Yes.
I think we all agree on that.
Yes.
So I feel, and so do a lot of the teenagers, that they're just being left to their own devices a lot of the time. Otherwise, they would all be here when it's open. And they're not.
That's so that they're not going to come if it's open.
I mean, we have 67 younger children here on Friday night. That's the average.
Yeah, I appreciate
You
that.
know, so there is a call for it, but we didn't go out and ask them. We said, we've got a youth club on, you come, and they came.
Yeah, but most of the young people are brought by the parents, aren't they? It seems to be.
They're not brought kicking and screaming, trust me.
No, I'm not saying, but it's easier to bring a young child to something that's going on and they enjoy it. I think it's more difficult to say to a teenager, right, we've got the youth centre, you can come along on a Friday night, Monday night, whatever, and we do this, and this. A lot of teenagers would just say,
okay, you all these teenagers that you're speaking to, if you get them to contact me and tell me what they want, and I'll see what I can do.
right, okay, we'll come that council.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Perhaps we could also discuss with everyone else. Perhaps we could also discuss with everyone else who might be interested in volunteering.
Yeah. Well, again, I feel we've got the parish council. I don't mind doing a little bit of homework, but then again, I think it's surely this is what we've got our parish councillors for.
I'm sorry, but I'm not here. That's a huge that. I'm not here to chaperone teenagers.
No, I'm not.
So I'm not, don't get me wrong, I'm not going to be volunteering at the youth club. My time is taken up as it is already. I have a full-time job. So this part, I would suggest others along this one here, not work.
No, I'm not asking you to volunteer, I'm asking you as a parish council to investigate the possibility of providing more facilities.
We don't know what we want.
No, I don't know what more we can provide. I really don't know.
Can I suggest that we do exactly what Councillor Smith said, and get together a list. You've obviously spoken to teenagers, so let's find out from what they've said to you so far, what it is they want, and then send that over to Councillor Smith, and then if it needs further investigation, then I can't see why the town council doesn't look into it.
Well, I'm absolutely amazed actually that none of you, and again with respect from the conversation that has been going for the last few minutes, are not aware of what the teenagers want or need, and you're not prepared to take it on board yourself. I'm absolutely amazed at that.
I don't have any teenage children anymore, and I am not allowed to go out on the streets and ask teenagers who I don't know, what they would like.
You don't have to go out on the streets, but you can put notices up, even here in the youth centre. I'm not saying that the youth centre doesn't work, because it obviously does, for the people who use it and the groups that are here. What I am saying is, there are young people out there that their needs may be different. So why not try and investigate that?
That's just what we said we would try and do it, yeah.
Yeah, but take it on board.
You sound as though we're not interested. Of course we're interested, so we're not poor people coming to youth club. There are issues around people coming to youth club, aren't there? And we do need to have volunteers. And quite frankly, volunteers seem very few and far between. I mean, we have a pantomime on, and I can count on the fingers of half a hand how many people actually volunteer to come and be here and help out. If I have 20 volunteers come forward I would think, fantastic, we've got a network where we can work with. But I think in some ways it's a bit cart before the horse, because I think what we need to do is find out, have you got the sustainability there? Can you provide the venue, the people to look after them, etc., etc.? And then, yes, we can. Right, let's go out there and have a look and see what they want and work it from that angle. I think, and the other thing I think in all of this is times are a lot more prescriptive these days, and there are a lot more regulations around and boxes to tick than the days when I was at Youth Club, where, well, I won't tell you what's that's up to Youth Club, but sure, it's a long time ago, can't remember. But you know what I'm saying? I think perhaps we should say to the community, who's prepared to come and help with a youth club? We're thinking of setting one up. Who would come along and help?
Yeah, everything, I'm not saying that it will necessarily be a youth club in buildings. They might suggest that they would like more outdoor facilities.
So when we, the Friends of Style Park, we wanted to replace the ramps with skateboard. We held a consultation with the intent with all the kids who skateboard and skaters on scooters. And we asked them what they wanted that skate park to look like. Took notice of what we said, and incorporated that into the design with the designers so that they got what they actually wanted. We went out and asked these questions. Now that is the most used skate park that you'll find in Wales. People come from Manchester, people come from Stockport, people come from all over the place to use that skate park because it's actually what they want. There's a look at it there, which is very well used, regularly, mostly used. So there's teenagers on the skate park, there's teenagers on the road, some of them children come out with sort of took one of the picnic tables and threw it into the house. But we all think that's something that teenagers support. But we can't prescribe what they need to be able to do. We need to be told that by ourselves. We know who's wanting something to do. When I first got the election in 2015, on my election material, one thing that I wanted to do was get this youth club back to the way it used to be when I used to come in when I was 14. Things have changed a lot since those days. It's a lot more sophisticated now. Kids are more sophisticated. They don't want to go and play basketball or sleep on a 6-foot table. They want to be playing on Call of Duty or whatever it is, Call of Duty. They're more sophisticated. You know, I should have already. I would want to have a conversation with you.
Can I just make the point that if you're saying about putting notices up and asking them what they want, the consultation on the Motor Road Park master plan, when it went out to consultation for, was it 12 weeks?
Approximately.
Yeah. 49 people responded.
The online surveys don't work.
Well,
As you said earlier in the meeting, Cheshire East got, what was it, 300 replies, and
so how is it going to respond to the notices?
Because if he notices here, there and everywhere, and we talk to one another and one go, and word will go round. That's what we do if we say teenagers. They're all in all with each other.
Yeah, on social media, yeah.
So, but it takes something to get their interest.
Yeah, like a master plan being plastered all over the village, and people have to
I don't get
public
the
consultation.
Sorry, that's going to vote ahead. You've got another question?
Partly to do that with regards to when you said about going out on the streets and finding the kids asking them what you want. Why not do what you might do here? Get 11 to 17-year-olds, say to them, this is what we are going to do.
I could use council.
What else, what else can we do to make it, because for instance, you said, we don't want to come in and play basketball, but you might play FIFA if you get the Xboxes, a couple of people, a couple of Xboxes, a couple of TVs. You've got loads of different types of things you can do. DJing, I know Scaz used to, Tom Scarrett used to do DJing in here for something else that could be looked at, but there's no point in saying we need to go and find all the volunteers. You don't know how many kids you're going to actually get in the first place. So if you find out what you want, how many you're going to be looking at, and then say, well, actually, for us to do this, we need 10 volunteers. Then we look into 10 volunteers, because you might only need 5 volunteers. You don't like having 10 volunteers sat there if you only need 2 or 3.
I agree that. What I'm saying is that things fall down on volunteers not turning up. Unfortunately, you have to know what you've got in the first place. Otherwise, there's no point in offering them.
No, but what I mean is, though, there's no point in finding out that information about, well, can you do every week, every other week, whatever, if you're not going to have the people turn up anyway. But if you say, this is what we're going to want, you say to them, like, this is what we offer already, don't know how many of you know, because that's another one as well, when you advertise the things about what happens in here, because my son's 10 and I don't know any of the things that happen in there, and that's not going to want us.
You don't know about the junior youth club?
How about that, isn't it? Okay.
It's advertised on Facebook.
Well, that's the thing though, you have to find it on Facebook. It's like when I talked about the handful parish council website. Well, we've got a website, well, that's great, but it's only 400 people that are on it, whereas handful of people got 4,500 people. They will see it, people are not going to see it.
We've had this on.
No, but what I'm trying to say is, she's saying you go and find it, but not.
No, I'm not saying go and find it, it's there, it's out there.
I'm not behind it. I'm really quite good with, social media, like any of that sort of thing. But if it's, I don't know where I'm supposed to be looking to find it, never mind, like, it's on there. Where is it? What's it called? What's it, this is my point. If it was advertised a bit more in, say, your handful of people, your handful of community, and I don't know, maybe put something up in a handful of itself. But like I say, I know, and I know my wife as well has not got about it.
Yeah, but this is what we're saying for the junior youth club, the volunteers spread the word. There is a Facebook page for the junior youth club.
But where is spreading it? Because like I say, I've not seen it, and I've got a junior.
Well, people who were interested in things like that would look. I post it on Handful Community, I post it on Handful
You see people that are interested, look, right, I looked and when you said about this, having the Handful Parish Council,
Town Council.
Well, yeah, it was the HPC, the website, right? When you talked about having that, and the fact that, oh yeah, they say it, it's on there. Nothing, unless I go on to the website and, like, for instance, today's meeting, the night, it's in the book about today's meeting or something, about the planning, so it's not in where it should be.
It was shared on Facebook. I did it.
What?
Handful Community, Handful Community.
No, what I'm saying is, so you told me to go and look on, look at Handful, for instance, Handful Town Council website, which I did, and it's rubbish, to be honest with you, rubbish. It doesn't tell you, it's hard to find things, it doesn't tell you, like I said, the thing for tonight, it's on the 4th of November, not the 9th. So again, you're saying go find these things, and if you wanted to know these things, you'll find them, but don't make it very easy, that's my point.
We have
Look at the community pages, because anything of any relevance is posted on there.
So I do check them, like I say, but it's not just that, like I say, it's the fact of.
But we rely on the volunteers to spread the word as well.
I'll volunteer, but what am I volunteering for?
That sounds like it.
Come and supervise 67 kids on Friday night from 5 o'clock till 6:30. That's what you're volunteering.
I'm happy, but what I'm trying to say is, I have to know about these things to be able to do it. And not that you can't just say, well, if you were interested, you find out, well, I didn't know what was happening to be interested.
We have talked as a council before about potentially developing the website, and that is something that we're aware of, so there are improvements there. I think a lot of the comments to do with resourcing and kids, actually slightly missing the point, because we've got a lot of valid kind of ideas about what could be done, and what the people actually want to be done in the first place. But actually doing the legwork to find these things out and put proposals together is what takes resource in the first place up front. And anyone can volunteer to do that. It doesn't have to be a member of the council. Granted, it can be. The council is doing an awful lot of stuff. But anyone who's got these ideas can step forwards and do the legwork and do those assessments and put proposals forward.
We welcome the help.
And then two of them.
Yeah, we all.
The plan for doing discussion, items on the agenda. 21/30/16 to receive notice of the correspondence. Remember Sunday, November 14th, 10 a.m. 10 a.m. is time to meet the youth centre at Turkey Park in the parade of March. That's right, Whittington, Friday the 26th of November, 4 p.m. and 7 p.m. here at the youth centre. Volunteers welcome. And outdoor Christmas lights switch on, Saturday, November 27th, 2 p.m. start in the park. There will be a number of stalls and items of interest. Everyone.
And we need volunteers for that.
Volunteers for that.
Volunteers for that, please.
We can send a note or email to Price Park, Town Park, and we need contact details if you're able to volunteer. First of all, 30 September to be there at HPC meeting to be 14th of December. Any objections, sir? No? Thank you very much. Good evening.
I thought you were acting that way. What I remember.
Some volunteers that we say doesn't care, right?
No. Well, I'm always here. So you know.
To read out
Really distressing.
Well, we'll see.
Yeah. And your container. I mean, the style run is run by one of my good friends. They're heavily involved in the department management. The organisation. Then last probably all the help from all the social issues and things like that.